We welcome you back to WTVA 9 News at 5. I'm Craig Ford, joined by Mississippi U.S. Senator Roger Wicker outside of the studio where we've got a lot to talk about, specifically what happened really, I guess, within the past hour or so with the Senate passing that nearly, I guess you could call it a nearly $500 billion stimulus relief package. If you would, and I know there's a lot of moving pieces to this, but in a nutshell, what does that stimulus package mean for people here at home?
Well, the vast majority of the stimulus package is that we replenish the funds in one of our most successful programs, which is the Paycheck Protection Plan for small business. This has served some 20,000 small businesses in Mississippi, and we have equally that many that are lined up waiting for this second batch. So what that does is keep people on the payroll instead of forcing them on the unemployment rolls. And
there are other entities as well and other groups that benefit from this,
right? There's $75 billion for hospitals, and I'm also glad there's some extra money in there to fund research on tests. You know, 99% of us are not ill, and we were able to get back to work, and we knew who was sick and who isn't. And so my goal, and I think part of this $25 billion research, is to ramp up manufacturing and have us, at least by the time school starts, know that everybody's been tested, and that's a massive number. We have 330 million citizens, but if we could have the sick people at home and being treated, and the rest of us go back to work, then this economy would get going again.
I don't know if anybody's asked you this question, but we're throwing numbers like billion and trillion around like it's child's play, and it's not. It's an awful lot of money.
Right.
Is there any concern by you or your colleagues, regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, that so much money is being spent to stop the bleeding here that when all is said and done, we're going to be in such a big hole, we can't get out of it financially?
Well, it is a concern, and two things there. Number one, a lot of this $2.2 trillion package that was passed to start with is in the form of loans. And just like the TARP program back in 2008, much of that will be paid back. And but when you're talking about paycheck protection, you know, when there aren't jobs there, you have a choice. You can keep people on the payroll, or they can go on unemployment. And it's just unacceptable for millions and millions of Americans, through no fault of their own, not to have an income. So you have to balance it out. It is a lot of money. But I think fiscal hawks and people that are a little more relaxed about spending are supportive of this because the economy is in such dangerous shape.
I know you're on the President's Economic Recovery Task Force. What is your advice to him to get the economy going again, to get America going again, since not only this country but the world is going to be coming out of the grips of this pandemic?
Well, that's the key, and part of my responsibility, I'm on a team to provide oversight. So I was part of the team to help write the bill, particularly the transportation sector. So I'll be doing oversight to see how the program is working and how we can make it better. We may have to tweak it in a couple of weeks when we get back to Washington. But our major emphasis should be getting America back to work. And I've been in touch with the governor's office. I think the president is correct to leave a lot of this responsibility with the states. And I wouldn't be surprised if Governor Reeves eases some of the restrictions early next week.
U.S. Senator Roger Wicker, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us for WTV.
We're keeping our distance.
There you go. Absolutely. We're not wearing masks, but we have the distance. I think we're in good shape. We've got more WTVA 9 News at 5 after this.